Picture this. Two guys talking about true crime,
Weird mysteries.
horror stories,
But the conversation is light.
and mostly funny.
and sometimes naughty.
This is
A
Scriptsalog.
Spotify exclusive.
I'm Gideon.
And I'm Glenn, and we're serving huge portions of horror and true crime twice a week.
We'll make sure your cravings are satisfied.
And you'll be begging for more.
Char.
Check us out.
This is Scriptsalog, available exclusively on Spotify.
Hi, we are Spill the Soju Podcast. Your favorite dose of K-culture TMIs, fangirling shenanigans, and straight up 2 a.m. conversations.
Served to you fresh and hot off the plate by three best friends,
Ashley,
Katie,
and Chelsea.
who need an excuse to fangirl.
Check us out on Twitter at SCSPodPH, Instagram at Spill the Soju Podcast, and on your favorite podcast streaming platforms.
see you there!
The views and opinions of this program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Kingdom podcast. The show might include strong images and language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
This episode of the Kingdom Podcast is brought to you by The Bunk Collective.
It's scary to even think about this show. Through hell or high water amidst the variety of challenges, and after 8 years of doing what we do best, one thing united us all. One show ruled them all. When you played the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
Wait a second. I think you got the wrong kingdom. Do you even know what happens on the show?
I was not prepared for that story that you're about to tell.
Are they the inevitable next nations group?
Not when they're handled by JYPE.
When a boy group idol is seen with like a girl group idol, a lot of people like suddenly here like dating, and then fan sites are gonna start closing down.
Yeah.
You know, all those stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand why.
Interacting with 60 different countries around the globe and listened to by thousands from the Philippine archipelago, The Voice is back for Season 2. Fearless, better, stronger, and boy does he enjoy the grind.
They're gonna be like, oh my god, let me sit on that. Like,
Yeah.
OMG, no, stop.
We talk about what other K-pop shows are fucking afraid to talk about.
People will get invested only to know that they will disband. Because, you know, everyone gets old at some point and they can't always be an idol.
Just because you love someone, that's not how they grow, right?
That's right.
You need to give it to them straight. You need to be honest.
From personal matters to all the juicy stuff, no holds barred.
They're like, oh, I don't trust multis because I don't
Unfollow.
Okay, muted. Got you.
Broadcasting live from Manila, Philippines at the TKP Studios. This is the revelation that is the Kingdom Podcast, Season 2, with your host, the baddest SOB in K-pop podcasting history, the king himself, The Voice, DJ Yuuki.
I'm recording a show which I forgot that I was supposed to record the show. And that's the truth. And I have and I have to be really honest with my guest here, because when I saw Mikee's message, it's like, hey, I'm ready. But you know, stuff like that, and then shit. Like, oh my god, buti na lang wala. Like, hindi ako umalis ng bahay because I totally forgot. And prior to you messaging me, Mikee, I was drinking my ass off. I am buzzed right now, and there's like too much alcohol in my head right now, and I love and hate it at the same time because, like, first of all, it's gonna be very authentic, and second, I might say things that I might regret, like, after the show. So, I just wanted to ask you, as a starting off topic, you're in school, right? And probably you've gotten, you've gotten to places, or you've gone into things that you're doing and then totally forgot about school. What's your most memorable late moment to school?
Most memorable late moments at school. Well, I'm an adult student, so there's a lot of lesson planning, writing lesson plans,
Right,
and then we execute those lesson plans. We have teaching demos.
Okay.
And then this is during this online classes, recent lang. I made the lesson plan, but I forgot I have to do a teaching demo. And then this is not just the normal teaching demo with, because I'm a Filipino major and we only have a small number.
Which is super cool.
We are 5. Yeah, 5. Thank you. 5 Filipino majors only in our professor. But this time, this is different.
How so?
Because we were tasked to do a teaching demo to one of our prof's class in a different school, not in our school, in a different
weird.
school.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, because he's a full-time teacher in our school and a part-time teacher in a different university.
Right.
So he's getting those coins. He's rich.
So it came to a point where you had to go to a different school, but you went to your regular one?
No, this is online. So
okay.
Oh, yeah. I woke up, late, 30 minutes late. I was the first one to do the teaching demo.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
So paano yun?
And then, thankfully, we were 2 students were assigned. Me and my, co-major.
Okay, so your co-major
Yes.
buddy went first, basically.
Yeah, my co-majors were texting, Mike, asan ka na? Because my real life nickname is Mike.
Yeah. So
Mike, asan ka na?
So here's a question though. So what happened when you got there? Of course you got scolded, like
Oh, I did not.
Wow.
Yes, because I was pretty great. I nailed the teaching demo, I just told my co-majors and my prof, there was no internet connection. I couldn't reply to your messages.
Jesus. Good job though. Friggin' A.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Yeah, you
it's
kind
mine.
of did, yeah. Friggin' A. So, ano yun? May time ka pa maligo and stuff? Like,
Wala! Like,
you don't-
pagkagising ko, shit, may teaching demo pala ako. Open
So,
laptop.
nagbibihis ka lang, di ba?
Oo. Ay, hindi. Naka-off cam. Pinapa-on cam kami, pero nag-off cam ako kasi may muta pa ako. There was drool all over
Pero
my
kasi
face.
how does it fare now with the pandemic, right? Like, you have to open your camera if you're the professor. Correct?
Yeah, but we have a choice. It's
Ah,
not really
okay.
required. It's mandatory.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Mhm.
fair. Friggin' A, good stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Kingdom Podcast Season 2.
Thank
This is
you.
Mikey. You might remember him. His episode has to be one of the most listened to episodes that we've had.
And controversial.
Oh yeah, very controversial. But I gotta talk to you about like this episode, by the way, Mikey, because prior to you joining the Zoom meeting, I saw you tweet saying "second time's the charm."
Yes, second
But,
time's
what,
the charm.
What do you mean? Like, do you feel like you're supposed to redeem yourself after that?
Yes.
Why so? That was a great episode, though.
I told my friends, like, I asked them, guys, should I, accept Kuya Yuki's invitation again? Because I feel like I need a redemption.
Oh, is this your like Moomoo friends or like?
Yeah, my Moomoo friends.
Ah, your Moomoo friends. Okay. Well, like I don't want you to ever think, and this goes to like all of the guests that we've had. There are certain points in the episode where there are really low points, but you gotta give props to yourself. Like, you're guesting on a podcast, and this is not something that we, like normal K-pop fans do. Like, you need to be somebody to guest on a show, and what you did, like on the last episode, like it was so good. It like one of the most listened to episodes that we've had this season. A lot of people have listened to that, and I assume that a lot of people, responded and reacted.
Yes,
to what we said. Like, can we talk about like the last episode before we get to the topics that we have. Like, how did you get like a ton of hate? Because I did.
You did. I did not, because I was the angel of the fandom.
So I don't know. Like, probably a lot of people. I just wanted to point it out that a lot of people threw shade at me because I was criticizing Mikey for trying to be a solo stan. And it's not like I was criticizing you, right? It was just like, I had my 2 cents and I had to say it on the show, and that wasn't even the topic. You know how generic that was? That wasn't even in the lineup of topics. Like, I found out within the show that Mikey was gonna try and be a solo stan, and that's how the topic came about. And that's not something that we wrote, because I never thought that Mikey would be like someone that's trying to be one, or wanting to be one, or like something similar to that. So when we talked about it, a lot of people, like, I saw the tweets like, no, wag si Mikey, not Mikey, layuan mo si Mikey. It was like, fuck you guys. It's like, you guys have, I'm probably a lot closer to Mikey than like some of the people that reacted to that, because Mikey and I have this Zoom conversation already, and all of you guys are just tweets, like 140 characters or whatnot. Fucking, it's, I don't know. Like, I found it like you're not obligated to respond or react to what I'm gonna say, but I just found it so funny that a lot of people are trying to protect you from me, because they want you to go to the side on, like, just being a solo stan, and they don't want me to stop you in that sort of that sort of thing. And I was like, what are you, like, dudes? Like, okay, so I'm doing my job, then do yours. Like, it was so funny, and I love the conversations that I had with a bunch of you guys, just because I was laughing my ass off when responding to them. And I don't know, like, if you knew all of them. Like, did you see like all of the people that responded to what we were talking about?
Yeah, I know all of them. No,
you
not
know
really.
all of them. Also, some
Yeah,
of them
by
are
name.
like all of them are basically your friends. Like, you're
Not totally friends. I just know their names. I see
okay.
them in my timeline like that. But some of them, yeah, I know them.
So I'm gonna say sorry to you and not to them. Because you're my friend, like, you and I,
Yeah.
like, we're friends, and I could never hate you for the life of me. So, I'm gonna say sorry to you, because, like, your friends are, some of them have questionable taste in life. So let's leave it at that. So, you're here, you're back on the podcast, and do not ever think that it should be like your redemption podcast episode. The last one was so good, you have no idea what numbers drove that episode. So yeah, friggin' A, it's so good. Now we're gonna talk about, here's a quick question. Have you really converted, or are you still like, a general Moomoo?
It never led to that point. I mean, I was almost there.
God.
It's a work in progress. I'm still weighing things. Since I know after this, I said that after Guilty Pleasure promos.
That's what you said after Mamamoo much.
But this time, totoo na talaga to.
Like, I call bullshit on that, Mikey. I feel like you're just gonna go on and on. Like, sincerely. And I that's not me calling you out because I find it like it's bullcrap or anything. I'm just saying that you shouldn't. Don't leave. Like, just stay. Like, you're someone in the fandom. People know you. You've done a lot of things that's quite relevant for the fandom and for Mamamoo. So, like, you have a name. Don't leave.
Yeah, but the thing is, what drives me to leave is, I know the fans are recognizing the things I have done, but there's a part of me that yearns recognition from the 4 girls. And I feel like that's the part na talagang, okay, bakit hindi naman napapansin? I know I'm just a fan, pero Basta yun.
So yeah, I guess like it's understandable. I guess there's some point of this like at some point you felt disappointed kasi nga like it doesn't reach the girls to the extent that you want it to, right? And that's totally understandable. You're busting your ass off doing everything that you can to help them out. But yeah, it is just what it is. Like wala tayong magagawa. And
yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just a fan.
Yes, that's right. And can you please tell your other friends that?
I'll try.
Yeah, can you like tell them, guys, we're just fans. It's just K-pop. Lighten up, bitch. Ganon. Sorry, I'm drunk. I'm so sorry. But,
I love the energy, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna edit this out. Like this is funny as shit. This is Radio Gold. Anyway, so again, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Yuuki. This is my guest, Mikee. If you don't know him, you're probably living under a rock. He is a very prominent Mamamoo fan. And you can follow him on Twitter. One of the best Twitter handles I've ever heard. It's at Halemuya.
Yeah.
That's HALEMOOJAH. What a solid Twitter handle. Does anyone give you props for that Twitter handle because it's so witty?
No, you're the first one actually. So thank you.
It is so good. It's insane. It's so good. Like you wanna switch your handle? Palit tayo. Like one day, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get like a bunch of followers just because of that.
It's copyrighted.
Oh, it's copyrighted. Shit. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about Hwasa. And the topics that we have is based on her comeback and everything in between. The pronunciation is so cute, right? I mean, the title is so cute. I don't want to say it represents, what she is and what she wants to happen and stuff. It's not that. It's just that like she's just in a different level.
Yes. The play on words is just
it's so unapologetically awesome, and I love that fact. She talks a whole lot about making her own standard, and a lot of people might say na, hindi sabi-sabi lang naman yan ng mga K-pop idol eh. Pero kasi Hwasa really embodies making her own standard.
Yes.
And for her to, make or like have a title track named I'm a Bitch, it's so good. It's like, she's so unapologetically just herself, and just props to her. Like, she's just something else. And I don't think I have, like, probably the one I saw, and I'm not comparing them to each other by any means, but like Hyuna would probably be a good example, Jessie as well, that are very unapologetically them, It's like, unapologetically myself, parang ganun. So, like, I don't give a fuck of what you think of me, but I'm me, and I'm awesome. And I think that Hwasa really embodies that, especially, like, with this comeback. What did you think of the album and the song? Like, did you like it? Unbiasedly, ha? Unbiasedly, ha?
Unbiasedly, I love it totally, as in to the highest level. I love it so much.
Okay, before we talk about the album, like, what did you like most? Like, if we're gonna look at Twit, Maria, and this song, like, what's the best one?
What's the best one?
Yeah,
Maria.
Oh shit! Why? What? This is a better song. Sorry.
Don't start with us.
Maria's my last. I think Maria is my last. It's like I guess like I can put Maria as my number 2. If only
okay.
You cut off the na 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 na.
Here we go again.
Sorry, you know that I hate that part. But anyway, so you still look at Maria as the best song. What's your number 2? Is it this song or Twit?
Yes, it's I'm a Bit.
Ah, really?
I'm a Bitch.
Yeah, I'm a Bitch.
And the third one is Twit.
I think, like, I don't know, like, have we ranked like her songs yet? Like, we haven't,
Not
right?
yet.
I feel
Nope.
like for me, it's gonna be Twit, and then this, and then Maria.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love Twit. I love Twit, and there's always that sort of nostalgic feeling when you listen to it because that started it all. Like that blew her up in all sorts of proportions, and obviously she's already super talented prior to her releasing Twit, but just Twit made her like a fucking superstar. It's like I didn't want to say that Hwasa was a superstar prior to Twit. But everyone knew of Mamamoo. It's like, don't get me wrong. Like, they're famous. But after Twit, like, she just blew up. It's like, superstar na talaga. It's like, you have your starting five in basketball, and I felt like Mamamoo is already the starting five. Or the starting four, for that matter. But then, like, Hwasa became, like, the star player, after Twit. And it's like, it doesn't hurt that it was an awesome, awesome song to listen to. So... It's like, I don't know, like, Twit probably still for me, but I love this song. Like, how did you think of the album? Are you the kind of fan na parang paulit-ulit mo talagang pinapakinggan yung album kapag bago?
Yes. Yes. On repeat 24/7.
My God, you're a simp. So how did you think of the album?
That's a very hard question to answer.
It's like, did you obviously you liked it, right? Like, but
Yeah.
I gotta like you gotta pinpoint some of the
Oh
details.
yes, guilty pleasure is rushed.
Oh wow, that's a controversial thing to say. Okay,
Yes.
how did you say so? How do you say so?
Kasi ano bang tamang term? I feel like an RBW pushed Hwasa. Kasi there were the general public were expecting something from her this year. And then, a lot of things happened earlier this year.
Yeah.
Comeback. Nakailang comeback sila. Tapos, I think
10.
RBW pushed mga 10. And, since there were, a lot of clamor, where is Hwasa? Asa na si Hwasa? So, I feel like this album was rushed in a way.
Do you think that this is kind of like the SM formula na kapag there's something like a big news, like a big bad news that like in their eyes happened na parang gumagawa sila ng something to distract the people?
Hindi ko alam. Hindi ako familiar sa SMA.
Because what SM does, like when it comes to, like for example, at one point, dating rumors or dating quote unquote scandals were a bad thing, right? Especially like in agencies, kasi they tend to hide everything, kasi fans tend to be very, how you say, dumb, idiotic. So, pag may dating rumor na nangyayari, like they try and hide it, like with a comeback or maybe like with like a drama or like a drama show, like drama TV show, and it's like some kind of announcement like that. So do you think that this is something like, okay, Wheein just left, we gotta make Moomoos happy or try to make them happy, let's do the Hwasa comeback, which everyone was waiting for?
Hindi naman, kasi we had a lot of contents this year. And it was lined up already. Ang dami mga hindi nangyayari. There was this documentary that should happen, but it's not happening yet.
It's still on the works. Like
but they said it was this year.
Oh, did they move it? Did they move the date?
No announcement yet. But they said it was this year, the documentary.
December na rin, It's about the last concert, right? The Wow concert.
Yeah.
The failed concert where everyone bought tickets and then no one got to watch. Shout out to, at least they refunded, like don't get me wrong, like I'm glad that they refunded my ticket. Pero putang ina nila. It's like I was looking like I was on Twitch, fucking like what am I doing on Twitch? I paid for my ticket. It's fucking insane. So it's about that, right? The concert's about that, like a documentary of like their quote unquote last concert, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no announcement yet, and it's already December, like in 2 days. So probably like it's never gonna happen, like anyway. So let's just see how that turns out. But I'm glad that you don't think that this is something to distract us.
No.
So I like the album's not bad. Obviously, I feel like I like the Marie album more.
Yes, because it has more songs.
I mean, that's fair to say, but I don't know, like the sheer quality of the songs from Maria was like super good. Even Maria, like I don't hate Maria, I just hate the last part. So it's like Maria was a decent song, and I feel that what was the title of her ballad, the one with the music video on in the
LMM.
Yeah, LMM is in Maria, right?
Yes.
So yeah, probably my decision is like weighing more on LMM because that was a solid song. So I love that song, and the symbolism of the song is like super good. So what's your take on this album? Like apart from being rushed, like what's one word that you can describe this album? Were you content though?
Content.
Like on how the album went, or how the album went.
I feel like this album is experimental because this is the first time they reached out to Western producers and composers,
Mm-hmm.
and then the tracks were not that something you can hear out of Hwasa. It's very parang ano.
It's very Unwasa-like.
No, not really Unwasa-like. It's something na. But si Hwasa naman palagi she brings out the unexpected things.
That's right. Yeah. She is her own standard after all.
I feel like Hwasa's voice fits any genre of music naman.
I feel so too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
though it's experimental, there's cohesion naman sa album. And also the album is a teaser for her next album. So there's more. She said that.
Oh, really? So there's a
Yes.
there's a next album?
Yeah, she planned it all out. She said in her fans greeting na, eto, I have a quote.
Sure.
I've been planning for things, and guilty pleasure is one of the things I'm planning for. I'm also planning for another album. The first track, yung FOMO, Fear of Missing Out, is the song has a continuation sa next album. Pero hindi pa sure kasi kung kailan yung next album. Pero it's like a teaser that
more or less she still has like a year and a half of like her RBW contract, which we'll get to later on. But yeah, please continue.
This album is also a teaser. Like ano bang tama? Appetizer.
Yeah, appetizer, yeah.
For the main course to come.
Oh, she said that.
Well, not really, pero it's
like it's something
ganon.
like within that concept.
Yes,
where this
yes.
is not something like this should not be your ulam. This should be your like ito lang dapat yung mga toast nyo.
Tubig.
Oh, bread, ganon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So, I feel like she has time, like I just wanted to segue to the next topic with this being her like teaser for her next album. I feel like she has time because her contract ends on June 2023. So, Wheein, as a member of Mamamoo, is on an exclusive contract until December 2023. And then Moonbyul and Solar like a year after Hwasa's contract, which is June 2024. Within like a year and a half left on her RBW contract, do you feel like she would renew her contract? And if like that's the first question, and number two, what would you like to see to happen within said contract period?
The fact that her contract is much shorter than
all
Moonbyul
of them.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that, malay mo, umalis na siya after nung contract.
Do you think do you want her to leave though, RBW?
Yes. Yes, I want all of them to leave. The other three to leave RBW. Please. I want them to
And
leave.
I feel that most of the Moomoos, or most of the all of the Moomoos I know at least, want them to leave RBW. Here's just the biggest realistic problem that I see with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that no one can afford Mamamoo as a whole.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like, okay, they can make their own company, which is like, a shot in the dark. Like that's not really going to. I feel like that's not really going to happen. And if so, like if that happens, then I'm gonna eat my words, and I'm happy for them. But like, how? I mean, it's insane that such a great group, one of the legendary groups of all time, I would say, disbands like this. And I feel like, and this is probably like a shot, and this might, sound like a shot, but I feel like they've already disbanded. They just haven't announced it yet. It's because like Wheein is under this contract and it's very meticulous, and she has limited time, but like Hwasa still being in an RBW contract has a more limited time, and then the two ONEUS have like the latest of all of the four as far as like contracts go. It's just like I feel that Moonbyul or like Hwasa already has a plan set up. That's why she has number one like a shorter contract, and number two like it just feels that even though they haven't announced it yet, I just feel like it's done. And I'm so bitter about it. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm so fucked. Like it fucks me up every time I think about it because, like on their prime even. But they like RBW had to fuck it up and not take care of Wee, and that's why she fucking left. Which I'm totally happy for her, might I add. But man, like I just feel like they've already disbanded. It's quite sad, at least for me.
Something also shifted in Stan Twitter, and to be honest, the fandom is underperforming now.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's a normal thing in any fandom. I'm pretty sure that if BTS, comes to a point where sinabi nilang ay ayoko na. It's like I don't want to do this anymore. Which rumor has it, they're already tired of the scheduling and stuff. Yeah. So at one point it's going to just drop off. Like not only not the support necessarily, but like the performance of the fans, like in charts, in buying albums, and it comes to, of course, like they're bitter. Kung nga makipaghiwalay ka sa jowa mo, bitter ka eh. It's like, and these people, like you would never think in your whole life that they would hurt you in a way. And here we are, we're in the crossroads where we're kind of in the limbo na parang it's all over. But is it? Parang ganon. Ayun, kasi like one member already left. Like it's so difficult to give way for a contract like Wheein's. I've never seen one. Probably A-Pink, like with Naon. Naon being with YG. But after signing with YG like 2 years ago, this is their first appearance. Like they have a fan meet, I think. First one. So imagine, it's like, fuck, do we have to wait that long? Realistically, right? And then their contract ends in what? June 2023? It's like, Jesus. 2023. Then I feel like Wheein's not gonna appear as Mamamoo or with Mamamoo if Hwasa's already, not with RBW.
Yes.
Unless
Whasa, buy one take one silang dalawa.
Exactly. Well, not only that, but like it doesn't make any sense for you to appear as Mamamoo. It's like, might as well Solar and Moonbyul just make a subunit.
Yes. It can work.
Yeah,
it will work.
Yeah, it will work. Like definitely. Plus there's gonna be buzz there. It's like two members of Mamamoo makes like a subunit. Yeah, friggin' A. There's numbers there. But there's always that bitter pill that you swallow. So yeah, just going back, like what do you still want to see Hwasa do?
Collaborate with other artists.
Okay, so if you had the decision, which artist do you want to see Hwasa collaborate with?
Artists, plural.
Yeah, which of them? Give me names.
First one is CL, of course. The baddest bitch in town.
Is she
CL?
still?
Yes.
Isn't it Jessie now?
Yeah, CL, Jessie.
Well, she already collaborated with Jessie, but that was for like Refund Sisters.
Yeah,
okay?
Refund Sisters, but no. Silang dalawa lang.
Yeah.
And then LE. I've been waiting for so long.
EXID?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So good.
Because LE said in an interview a few years ago, ang tagal na.
Yeah.
That she wants to collaborate with Hwasa, and it never happened. So sana ngayon.
I think like a bunch of people already want to collaborate with Hwasa like after she blew up. It's like it's just so good, I feel. And I would love to see a Chungha collaboration.
Okay.
You know, I feel that like young blood mixed with Hwasa. I'm not saying that she's old, but you know, Chung is quite young compared to Hwasa in the industry, obviously. So like, you know, that's something refreshing to see. And you know, both of them are tremendous singers. I don't know if Hwasa can keep up with the dancing though.
Oh, she can.
Well, yeah, she's a good
yeah.
dancer. It's just that, like, I don't know, like, Chong has, like, in a different level. I want to see
Yeah.
an IU collaboration and how that will go. You know?
IU, wow, very polar opposites.
Yeah, exactly. And how would that go, right? And you're interested to know. And I'm not saying this because I'm an IU fan and because I'm a Mamamoo fan. I'm just saying, like, polar opposites within a song. How will that work out? I'm just interested to know. Don't you think that's like, okay, so you have CL, you have LE, you have Jessie.
Jessie.
What about a guy?
You know what? Umay na ako sa lalaki.
Puro na ba lalaki? Sino ko lang naman yung...
Loko. And then there was, sino pa ba? Si DPR.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Kinda Blue, you know that? Yung I Can't Make You Love Me. Yeah, Kinda Blue, another guy. And then there was... Sino pa ba?
I want another appearance from her, like in the variety show, like long-term appearance. It's like hang out with you kind of appearance.
Yes, please. We need variety show appearances.
Like I feel that variety-wise, like she's the best out of all of the members, to be honest. And I just want to see her more. Now that she's focusing on her solo career. Might as well, like, just go guest, Like, I want to see you on Running Man. I want to see you on Knowing Brothers more.
But the thing is, have you watched, her show interview with Jessie?
Yeah. The one, the recent one?
Yes, Jessie mentioned that they tried contacting Hwasa to appear, contacting RBW to make Hwasa appear on show interview, but RBW, without consulting with Hwasa, rejected that request. Yeah, RBW is shit.
Wow. Really?
Yes. See, RBW
I missed
is...
that when I watched it. Like, I didn't watch the whole episode, probably.
Sa last part na kasi yun eh.
Holy crap. Talaga?
RBW is sabotaging their own
Yeah, I mean,
artists.
you can say that. You can safely say that. Wow, that's so fucking insane.
Imagine all the international artists, producer, composers, and even in Korea, who wants to collaborate with Hwasa. Pero hindi dumaan kay Hwasa. Tumigil lang sa RBW, and RBW rejected it. The hell, di ba?
I don't know, like, there is really something, that you're supposed to say here. And I don't want to say that RBW is trash.
It is.
But they are. So, RBW, you're trash. Shout out to you. Like, what's their name? RBW CEO? Kim Jin Woo? Fucking asshole. My God, I am drunk. Let's get to our first commercial break, right, Mikey?
Okay. Yes.
I need the rest. When we come back, we'll have more of Hwasa and, what we're going to talk about. A lot of controversial stuff, of course. It's the Kingdom Podcast. You know how it is. And, sorry to all the haters, but I got Mikey back on the show. And no one's going to stop me. You can't stop me. We'll be right back.
This is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Hey, podcasters. Podcasting has become a staple when it comes to new things to try, especially here in the Philippines. Check all of them out on your podcast players like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We also hope you can donate to the show for as low as 99 cents via our Anchor account. You can go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. We want to get as much content out there as possible, and a small amount like this would definitely help us out to keep the show going. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
We are Bunk Collective, and we are podcasts that'll shake the podcast industry. No, wait, that's overpromising. We are Bunk Collective, and we're here to define meaningful storytelling. Nah, doesn't feel right. We are Bunk Collective, and we're here to make meaningful moments. Scratch that. You know what? Let's just say it like it is. We are Bunk Collective, podcasts that came to play.
A bunch of playful and creative people telling our stories on our own terms.
No matter your type of podcast, there's a ton to play with.
And there's a lot more joining the collective real soon.
So press play and play with us.
We're here to give you a good time.
You're listening to the Kingdom Podcast. All our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and on Anchor.fm. Your weekly dose of K-pop is now back.
Welcome back to the podcast. I want to invite you to support the podcast, but I think we're going to change it like in a good number of days. I think we're going to shift to Ko-fi as our donating website. But until then, you can still donate to us and support us in that way by going to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. You can donate to us as low as 99 cents via our Anchor account to help us keep the show going. For more seasons. This is already our second season, episode 21 even for this season. So if you still want to support us by listening to it, that's great. But if you want to support us in another way and by donating, you can go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. Once it changes, we'll update you guys on social media and we'll update our show description once we change it. I think it's going to be within a couple of days. We're going to migrate to Ko-fi because I feel like Ko-fi that's not a hit on Anchor's donation process, but I feel like Ko-fi's donation process is a bit more relaxed in a sense. So yeah, freaking A. Donate to us there. Anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. You're still with me, Yuuki, with Mikee here. You can follow Mikee on Twitter. It's at Halemuya. One of the best Twitter handlers I've heard ever. And I've heard a ton. So where did that come from?
Oh, no. Interesting question. But can I just say, I love the new album cover. Tama ba? The new logo. Is compared to the last new logo nyo.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was
because the previous cover was parang nagbe-blend sa crowd.
Yeah. Isn't it like it has that K-Con feel to it?
Yes, yes.
Kasi I feel that, and sorry, I'm a bit conceited, so I'm gonna talk about it. Like I feel like the previous logo had a lot of cliches. About like it's a podcast and it never it's called the Kingdom, so there's a crown, and it never really felt like it had K-pop at all, And so when this logo was made, a shout out to VP, one of our producers for the Bunk Collective. He made this logo. When I saw it, I could not think of anything else. There were a bunch of things that he showed me, but this logo really stood out so much. And I just want to give a shout out to Bunk Collective and VP for making the logo. It's just, at least now there's a K-Con feel, and it's still, Kingdom with that crown on top and like the letter K, it's super cool. Actually, I'm having it tattooed this Wednesday.
Saan?
Yeah, I'm having it tattooed like right next to my dick. No, I'm kidding. Like I'll probably post something on social media once I do. But yeah, I'm having a tattoo session on Wednesday. I'm having it tattooed, and it might be a surprise for like the Bunk people. I haven't told our producer yet that I'm having his design tattooed. So bringing a good stuff. Welcome back to the podcast, episode 21 of the Kingdom Podcast, season 2 with Mikee. Mikee.
Yes.
A lot of Moomoos now are speculating that ever since Where Are We Now, or even just the album Wow, right? The views of Mamamoo videos, became lower. Like what we were talking about earlier, na parang nawala ng gana. People aren't really inspired that much anymore to perform in lack of proper term. And not only is this like what you feel, this is what you're seeing as well.
Yes.
Right? So what's your opinion in regards to this, thing happening? Is this something that, like what we talked about earlier, we shouldn't blame Moomoos, but, obviously there's a bit of a sour pill there to swallow kasi nga, we're not performing well. Pero is this something that you think to yourself, na parang dapat hindi nangyayari?
Well, hati pa rin kasi talaga ako eh. Kasi there were thoughts and may mga, actually, ma-influence pa rin kasi sa akin yung mga tweets.
Right, yeah. So how are twits reacting to this? Are they blaming Moomoos?
Yes. Oh my God, they're blaming Moomoos.
See, twits are like a bunch of assholes. Okay.
No, they're not. Not all of them.
Okay, not all of them. Mainly just the people that responded to like the last episode. Anong Wait,
I know.
Gusto mo bang i-edit ko yun? I can.
Wag na, sige lang.
Okay lang? Okay, sige. So good. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, and again, like I'm going to point this out. In the previous episode, I pointed it out. I'm going to point it out on this episode. I love Mikee. Just not some of his friends. So yeah, so they're blaming Moomoos now. And what's your response to that? Do you respond to them at all?
No, I don't.
Why don't you? You have the power!
Sabi ko nga ba, I'm the angel of the fandom. I will not and will never interfere. I'm just
then
here.
You're interfering now, kind of, because they're going to listen to this episode. So, like, what's the message to them? Like, what do you think you should say? Or now that you have the floor, now that you have the medium to say something about it, because probably at one point they were Moomoos, right? Like most of the twits right now have started out as Moomoos, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah. So, freaking A, like what gives? So, what's your stance on this? Now that you have the floor.
Ako baka ma-hot seat ako.
Kita mo? Dapat talaga nagko-co-host ka dito para hindi na guesting dapat co-host na lang para nasasanay ka sa mga gantong klaseng topic. So what do you want to answer it though, or like are you fine with answering them, or?
Let me just say this.
Okay, sure.
Support the girls in the best way you can, and don't you can criticize others naman. Kasi the thing is, fans in general, base their perception sa isang fan based on sa nakikita nila sa Twitter, on their timeline on Twitter. If they interact with those hashtag events, trending events, if they post streaming proofs like that, they primarily base one's support sa fan sa isang group, sa K-pop group, based on sa kung ano lang yung nakikita nila. For example, way back, I'm really, active in joining hashtag events and all that, streaming 24/7. As of now, yes, stream pa naman ako.
Yep.
Pero the thing is, not all are capable of doing it. Kasi we have our own lives naman.
That's right. And you can't blame them. You can't blame them.
Yes, and who knows? Maybe the one you are condemning is Hwasa Global or kung sino pa man owner ng fan base, kaya hindi sila masyadong active sa fan account nila kasi may hinahandle silang fan base na way bigger yung responsibility. So for me lang, don't try to parang sinusubo mo lahat.
Yeah.
Never try to wag yung kondenahin. Ako Filipino.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is mas comfortable kasi ako mag-Filipino. Pero don't always try to criticize those people kasi they have their own ways of showing support. Kasi not everyone who joins Stan Twitter is there for like to join streaming parties, to show their album, flex sila ng ng merch. Some fans are there to simply get away from the realities of life. Ganun.
Right. Like at one point when you said something on Filipino, parang gusto ko sanang tanungin ka like, ano yung mensahe mo sa lahat ng mga taong hindi sumusuporta ngayon sa Mamamoo? O parang nabawasan ang suporta. And I wanted you to answer like in full Filipino.
Ay, gusto mo ba?
Yeah, look, you're a Filipino like education major. Like, let's do it. So, okay, how would you say that in Filipino?
Sige, normal lang na
Putang ina, ganun.
Putang ina nyo! Bakit? Kung kailan kailangan namin kayo, kaya kayo nawala.
Ang lakas mga Andres Bonifacio doon na. Punitin ang sedula!
Bayan o kalayaan?
Oh my god, what a show. I love it already. Okay, so yeah, can you say that in Filipino, like for the benefit of the people that doesn't speak English?
Sige naman, hindi naman lahat ng bagay sa mundo ay magpakailanman o walang hanggan. May mga bagay talagang pansamantala lang. And maybe, nag-English bigla. Pero normal lang na mawala ng gana sa mga bagay. It's yung parte yan ng buhay ng tao. Kasi, and also, kasi there's, may philosophy yung Filipino na nagsasabi na ang buhay ng tao ay hali-halili lamang.
What the fuck does that mean? Oh my god.
Hali-halili!
What does that mean? Sorry, like I am dumb in Filipino. In Filipino, in college, like I'm tres. So, like Filipino 1 and 2, tres. So, I think that was my only tres. I don't know. Like, but okay, anyway. So, okay, what does that mean?
Alternating, paiba-iba, pabago-bago.
Hali-halili?
Substitute. Yes. Substitute.
So her name is Katrina Substitute?
parang ganon.
Oh my god, Mikey. Do you study things like this?
Yes. Yes. It's
Here's a question. It's not a Hwasa question, but what's the deepest Filipino word that you know? That you actually use in your vocabulary?
Salalayang.
What the
Salalayang kaalaman, basic knowledge. Basic, parang
Salalayang is basic?
Yeah. Laylay. Salalayang batayan, ganun.
Laylay, what the fuck? What do you laylay?
Hantad. Yung kaalaman, basic. Yuuki.
Mikey, you know, like I feel like I'm a smart person, right? And that's very conceited of me to say, but like I feel like I'm a bit knowledgeable in life. But talk to me in Filipino. Like, here's a story. When my girlfriend and I fight, like very seldomly, but when my girlfriend and I fight, I don't fight with her in Filipino.
Wow.
At all. Because I couldn't express myself properly. I feel like I'm so dumb in Filipino that I'm not supposed to be a Filipino, Like I feel very horrible about being like identifying as Filipino. Not because I'm not proud of it, because I'm very proud to be Filipino. I'm just saying like, oh, what nationality are you? Like, Filipino? It's like I there's no confidence in that because like, oh, can you speak to me in Filipino? Like, kaya ko naman magsalita in Tagalog and stuff, but if I'm gonna go in like an in-depth conversation with anyone, like at one point I'm bound to speak in English. And that sounds very douchey. Kasi if someone speaks to you in Filipino, kailangan mo sila kausapin in Filipino. Like, mukha kang tanga nun. Oh, Brad, anong ginawa mo kanina? Yeah, I went to Starbucks and then, drank some mocha fraps and fucking, that conyo bullshit. It's like, bro, the dice of Starbucks, bro. Or carps, things like that. And obviously, that's not a hit for the people that speak like that. I'm just saying that at one point, like, I feel that I speak like that. Someone talking to me in Filipino, and because I can't converse properly in Filipino, like, I'm bound to speak English. It sounds very douchey. So, it's like, I envy you, sincerely, because you study things like this, and it's insane. Salaylayan. And you use
Salalayang.
that like, fuck me. Salalayang.
Yes.
And that means basic.
Basic.
And
usually paired with the word kaalaman. Salalayang kaalaman.
Salalayang kaalaman. See,
basic
fuck,
knowledge.
that's even like a tongue twister for me. Salalayang kalamnan. Kaalaman. Fuck!
Anyways, let's continue about what...
Okay, fine. Yeah, going back. So yeah, okay, so, basically, I don't think that we can blame them. though, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
at one point, and I've talked about this like in previous episodes, and probably we talked about this as well. Like they're groups, they're bound to disband. Like at one point, like you can't expect them like 60 years old doing yeah, that's kind of weird, yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of weird. So they can say Mamamoo quote unquote forever, but like they're not gonna be Mamamoo on stage forever. It's like it's just no. It's like that's not happening. And like at one point, like they're gonna disband, and it just goes to show like they're just at a crossroads right now. I feel like they disbanded in their prime. That's number one. And number two, I just feel that based on what we're seeing from them, it's not like they're stopping anytime soon. Ween's gearing up for her solo album. Hwasa just released her solo. And then of course like Moonbyul's doing her radio work and like appearing in a ton of shows. She just appeared like in Saturday something with Hwasa, right? Amazing Saturday. And
Yes.
like, I was retweeting a lot of Moonbyul photos with Taeyeon. It's like, may nanalo na naman, na so on. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like imagine, like, I just wanted to point out, like, Moonbyul was a fan of SNSD and she had Taeyeon as her wallpaper. That's fucking insane. And now she's, like, together in a show? That's nuts. She was crying too. I mean, it's like I couldn't blame her. Puta ina, if I was in her position, it's like I would faint probably. Because I feel like, Mamamoo is still my bias group, but like my OG bias group would still be Girls' Generation. Like they're my forever loves. And regardless of how old I am, if I see one of them, I would probably faint. And I saw them live twice, which is super cool. So,
Mabuti ka pa.
yeah, I mean, that was kind of free as well. No, it wasn't. No, we paid for it, but yeah, it was next to free. Anyway, so yeah, just going back, like I feel that we can't really blame Moomoos, but because they're at a crossroads where they're at their prime and they're kind of quote unquote disbanding, I just don't feel that we should stop supporting them. Kasi there's still numbers there, and if you want to see more of them, then we need to give them the numbers that they deserve.
Yes.
Kasi it's all over, like it's just oaye all over again, and you're the best. Like at one point, I felt like Mamamoo should be the nation's girl group because of the sheer amount of talent that they had, and that's just like for another conversation. I'm just saying that in comparison to dapat yung suporta natin sa kanila solid.
Yes.
But then it only happened like very late in their career. And that's why I feel horrible about it, because I've been a fan since You're the Best. And You're the Best was like, it brought numbers, but not the numbers that, they're bringing right now, And
yes.
I felt horrible because of that, because I know how talented they are. Yet, ito lang yung nakukuha nilang exposure, and we can't really blame Moomoos for that.
Yeah,
But
blame
right now,
RBW.
yeah, probably blame RBW with the shit promotions. But like if you think about it, like right now, now's the time to actually, I feel like now's the time to support them more, just so that we can still get more from them.
Yes, because after all, RBW is not anymore a talent agency. It's now a business institution.
That too, yeah. Shout out to BlackBerry Creative. Tangina, pay your employees. I don't want Luna disbanding. That's a stand group. That's a group I stand that would probably like have the biggest chance of disbanding. Jesus, Luna. I love them to death, but if BlackBerry doesn't pay them, like, fuck. That's fucked up. Anyway, so yeah, like what's your final word on this? Like what's your final message to even, the twits that are if you're gonna direct like a message to the Moomoos and one message to the twits, what message would that be?
Your support. Coexist. Please coexist with one another. Don't hate each other. Find some middle ground.
But they do.
Here's my final thought. Final thought agad. Char. Your support may fluctuate, but it should never stop like that. Ganon. Yun lang. Wow.
Yeah,
One-liner.
Yeah, no. I get what you mean. Like, we should be that simple as well. Like, it's fucked up, what's happening, and we didn't want her to leave. Well, I did. I'm one of the fans that wanted Ween to leave, actually, because I felt like she was being held back, like in her fullest potential, if she stayed with RBW. And I didn't want her to leave Mamamoo. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're still a group. But by staying, like, I'm gonna quote like one of my favorite wrestlers. It's like, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, they're not gonna stay healthy staying in the place where they got them sick in the first place. So I don't want like a half-baked Mamamoo. Like, I want them to be, genuinely happy. And if my happiness as a fan, yung iisipin nila as like idols, and they stay just in the same agency, and I know that they're not happy, then that's very selfish of me. I don't think like right now they need that kind of lacking support. I feel like right now they need all the support that they can get, because we need to prove to them, not Moomoos lang, but Mamamoo as a group. We all need to prove to like the culture of K-pop that we can still hang. Because if we don't, like, they're already disbanding. Tangina, give them all the love. And yeah, like, shout out to the Twits. Like, you guys should really like Moomoos and Twits should really coexist. I'm not a big fan of solo standing, but if like you and I can coexist as fans and give them like the support, like give Hwasa the support. Freaking A, we're gonna give Hwasa the support anyway too. But like, don't cancel out like the other members. Like, I'm fine with you just standing Hwasa, but if like Hwasa's promoting as Mamamoo, like support Mamamoo.
Yeah, that's good.
That's our last commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our last topic. Don't go away.
Hey, this is Jacques, aka Arcady Blog, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Hey you. Doing this podcast thing for years now, I've always been an advocate to start your own podcast. Regardless if you talk about K-pop, science, news, politics, showbiz, start doing it, because podcasting is growing very quickly, not just in the Philippines, but also worldwide. There's a whole lot of new shows out there, and we as podcasters need to stay informed in order to stay relevant. The best way to do that is with data, numbers, and analytics. Something to keep track of how you're doing. And the best way to get it all in one place is Podmetrics, your one-stop shop for all your podcast data needs. Podmetrics combines data from Anchor, Spotify, Chartable, Facebook Live, and YouTube in order to show you the real picture of how your show is doing. And when you know your show, you can grow your show. The best part is it's absolutely free. Sign up now at podmetrics.co. That's podmetrics.co. And don't forget to use the referral code TheKingdomPodcast. No spaces. Podmetrics, the only analytics you'll ever need for your podcast.
Hey guys, do you use Spotify as your main music or podcast player? On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite songs or shows, including this. And you can choose over a variety of artists or podcasters for your listening pleasure. So go download Spotify on your smartphones, and in the process, follow us on social media so that you'll know when the show will release a new episode. That's the Kingdom Pod PH on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you there!
Hey everyone, Mo Twister here. Just as long as my guy Yuuki here is talking about Jenny Kim, then I'm all over this podcast. You're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Welcome back to the podcast. You can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Anchor, all in the same name at the Kingdom Pod PH. We're gearing up again with our Ko-fi account. Well, hopefully that'll happen within the next couple of days. We'll update you guys once that's up and running. But yeah, a lot of things that we're cooking up for under Bunk Collective. Please, wait for further announcements of what we're doing. I think we're planning on, I personally am planning on a face-to-face recording. With cameras. It's cute. I just don't know who to guest yet. I should get like someone big. Like I should get Hwasa.
Wow, Gary.
I should get Hwasa, and like I'm just gonna speak in English, and she's gonna be like, huh? I can't speak Korean. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I don't know. Like we're gearing for something like that. I'm planning on like a face-to-face recording, because like it's as long as you're vaccinated, of course. Like it's gonna be in a very controlled environment with social distancing still, but there's gonna be like a video aspect to it, so it's really cool. And we're gearing for a lot of surprises under Bunk Collective, so please stay tuned. I'm just so lucky to be under Bunk Collective. It's insane. I love this company so much. It's not even a company, we call it like it really feels like a family here. So yeah, check everything out. We'll get to that on our socials rather once everything's up and running. So yeah, all in one name for all social media platforms at the Kingdom Pod PH. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 21 of the Kingdom Podcast Season 2. You're still with me, Yuuki, and Mikee here. Mikee, do you have anything to promote? Like,
yes, in fact, I have something to promote. Thank you for asking.
What's that? What's up? Are you running for class president? Ganon?
Ay, tapos na ako sa phase na yan. Alam mo ba?
Ano?
Since grade 7 up until grade 12, class president
President ka?
Yes.
Tinalo mo po si P-Doots? Ilang terms yon? 6 na term yon.
Do the math. Mahina ako kaya ako ng Filipino major.
That you're asking the wrong person for math. So I was even thinking, like, paano kaya ako magtuturo sa anak ko ng fraction? Like, at one point, they're gonna do fractions. It's like, shit, I don't know crap, man. No, you enroll in Kumon. Putang ina. So yeah, okay. So what are you promoting?
Since I'm one of the admins, diba, of Hwasa Philippines.
Hell yeah.
We are giving away not 1, not 2, not 3, but 30 Guilty Pleasure albums. O, diba?
30?
Yes. Sponsored by Hwasa Global.
Pwede ng 29 yan, di ba? Yung isa sa Kingdom Podcast. Char.
Sumali kayo.
Well, kung sasali ako, hindi ko bibigay sa podcast yun. Akin yun. Okay, so...
Let me pull some strings.
I love it. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Anyway, so, like, what's the mechanics? How do we do that?
Since we are giving away 30 Guilty Pleasure albums, we divided it. 10 winners sa Facebook, sa Twitter, and sa Instagram. So, all in all, 30. So, we have different guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
You can just check it at @_Hwasa PH on Twitter. Kasi iba-iba yung guidelines. And then, Hwasa Philippines on Facebook. And Hwasa PH on Instagram. Just follow all the guidelines and who knows? Maybe you will be picked. Randomly, syempre. The more entries, the more chances of winning.
That's awesome. So you're giving away 30 albums.
Yes, 30.
And then you're giving away 10 on Facebook, 10 on Twitter, and 10 on Instagram.
Yes.
That's fucking nuts.
And everything will be given away, ha? Wala po kaming kukunin dito, admins.
Bukod sa Kingdom Podcast. He's pulling some strings. No, I'm kidding.
Only exception.
But yeah, like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like 30 albums. That's fucking nuts. Yes. So yeah, I just wanted to also point out like what you guys posted for the goals for Guilty Pleasure. Big shout out to Hwasa Philippines as well. If some of the people that hated me is from Hwasa Philippines, I'm sorry, but here I am promoting your fan club. Come on, let's go. So for the charts, we're trying to do the Billboard World Digital Song Sales Top 6, Billboard 200, Spotify Global Top 200, iChart Top 5, in iTunes, number 1 in 20 countries, and then Worldwide Song Chart Top 15, Apple Music Global Top 200, Hanto, 40,000 copies in the first week. Have we reached that?
No.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just pointing it out. Okay, so Spotify, well, for the first week, at least like the title track has 5 million and like 6.5 million on the album. On the first week for YouTube, 17 million views, 1 million likes. Shazam for the first week, 5K Shazams, and number 1 worldwide trend on Twitter. So let's try and do our best to help Hwasa if we want to see more of her and more from Mamamoo.
Yes.
Like we gotta help them out. Like, and I feel like this is for the Twits and the Moomoos as well. Like, you guys should, tag team Like, let's do this. We gotta make this happen. Like, let's try and do our best. Friggin' good stuff. 10 albums each on all their platforms. Puking ina. What a solid
Thank you, Hwasa
giveaway.
Global.
Thank you, Hwasa Global. That's fucking insane. Right.
And by the way, it's on its way. Maybe next week it will arrive na here.
Sa bahay ko?
Sa bahay ko.
Welcome back to the show. Last topic before we end the show. So, the CEO of RBW, Kim Jin-woo, confirmed that ONEUS will be having a US tour for February 2022. Wanted to ask you, like, what's the chances that Mamamoo will get a world tour? Or even just a US tour, like Asia tour, you know? And it's still the pandemic, and ONEUS will be doing this. Like, what are the chances that we can get, like, a world tour from Mamamoo?
If it happens sa ONEUS, I'm pretty sure it will also happen to Mamamoo.
With the time frame that they have left. And did you know that we only signed for like 3 or 4 appearances under Mamamoo? I think it was 3.
Shucks, OMG, dalawang comebacks lang pala. Ngayon lang nag-sink in sa akin.
Yeah, I mean, and like if you think about it, like those 3 can mean anything. Like it can mean a comeback, it can mean a variety show, it can mean a concert, you know? And whatever they do, like obviously we're supposed to be happy about it. So wala tayong magagawa. So, like with the current time frame that they have, do you think like even like an Asia tour is even plausible?
Yes, because mortal sin. Diyos ko, kasalanan kapag hindi nag-world tour ang Mamamoo.
Siyempre, world tour. Skip the Philippines.
Hindi tayo kasali.
No, look. Sincerely, like I don't feel like Philippines will be able to fill up MOA Arena for Mamamoo. Not because like Mamamoo's not worth filling up more arena. It's just that like we lack the funds to do so.
And given the current state
like,
of our country.
Yeah, exactly. With the pandemic and everything, and like Inang Happy C can do whatever she can, like to bring Mamamoo to the Philippines if ever that she's gonna produce the show. But like we need to drive the numbers. Like like 16,000 seats ain't gonna fill themselves. Like I feel that I don't feel like we can, and that's what really bums me out. And obviously, I can't blame the Moomoos. Because not everyone is privileged to watch a concert, But yeah, friggin' A. Like I don't know. Like, what do you think should happen? Is there something that's supposed to happen to a point where the CEO of RBW can't ignore it any longer? Na parang, shit, Mamamoo's getting the numbers. We need to do a world tour.
Maybe something. Some awards, maybe?
Yeah, like are we talking about like a Desang award?
Maybe.
How many Desangs award? How many Desangs should they win for them to like actually go with the world tour?
As many as possible.
Yeah, I feel like it's reaching, but they should get all of them like in 1 year.
Or the thing is, given
maybe a YouTube Music Award, like music video award,
some international award maybe,
Grammy maybe.
Wow, ang layo na.
BTS levels, putang ina. But yeah, like maybe like if they get a Grammy, I'm pretty sure that if at one point they get a Grammy, they would do a world tour. Like sincerely, I feel that that's the. Obviously, it's reaching, but if we're looking at like just number, like a sheer number, 1 Grammy will do. Like you need to win like 3 Desangs for ganun in 1 year.
As of now, Mamamoo has 2 Desangs.
So 2 Desangs.
Yeah.
I feel like they should dominate they should dominate a year. And I feel like 2022 should be that year to get like a comeback, Or not a comeback, like a concert. A tour. They should dominate 2022 like how, let's say, even like how Twice dominates. If they can beat Twice in numbers, I feel like they'll do a tour. Obviously, if they beat BTS in numbers, putang ina.
Hindi namin yung kaya.
Mama intergalactic tour na yan. Punta sila lang Mars. Ganun. It's like, I don't know. Like, but because like, there has to be like a drastic change on the numbers, right? And I feel that if we're gonna look at just the numbers, 1 Grammy, yeah, they'll do a world tour.
More
Probably 3 or 4
desangs.
desangs. Song of the year might change something there, pero kasi like it has to be like 3 song of the years from different award ceremonies.
Mhm.
And if they dominate 2022 in numbers, and not only in numbers, let's say like they appear in a variety show na, let's say Jesok decides to like in Hangout with You decides to like produce like a Mamamoo series like how she did with Refund Sisters, like parang the last hurrah, the final stage, ganon. And it blows up, that would probably change like their contracts, to be honest. If something so drastic happens. And I feel like it's not reaching in any sort of capacity. Like the desangs are very plausible, but like the numbers should be there. There has to be like a significant difference when it comes to how they approach or how we as fans approach promoting them, and how RBW promotes them as well. Look, I'm interested on like a world tour, but I feel like here in the Philippines we're not gonna get like past. What's the closest? Probably Hong Kong.
Saan ba yung may pinakamaliit na venue sa Philippines?
Like ultra, ganun. Ultra. It's like open and no, probably Araneta.
Try nila mag-mall shows.
Just a farmer's market, just a farmer's plaza, pwede na dyan.
Busking lang.
Busking lang.
Oy, joke lang yun naman. Ako ng PH Moose.
And then like I feel that Araneta has a smaller capacity than MOA. But MOA has like better logistics. It's closer to the
or
airport.
Maybe they
a
can
lot
do
of hotels.
parang company tour with all the other groups from RBW.
Yeah,
They
that's
can do
not
that.
gonna happen.
Char lang.
That's not gonna happen. What are we, SM, YG? JYP? Like, are we big three? Fuck. It's like RBW ain't even Big 10. Poking in. So I don't know. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, I feel that there has to be a drastic change, and I feel like them dominating 2022 will be that change.
Hopefully, they will dominate 2022. Please.
Realistically, do you think we do have a chance?
Yes, if RBW doesn't fuck up.
Look. If BTS doesn't release a comeback.
Oh, yes. And Blackpink.
Yeah. Well, Blackpink. Oh, I don't know about Blackpink. Like they're bound to release one like next year. Yeah,
and twice too.
Yeah, twice too. Well, depends. It's their 7th year, so I don't know who's leaving or not.
Oh yeah.
So
may 7-year curse pala.
Oh, look at Mamamoo. Ilang years? 7 years.
It's true. The curse is true.
Oh my god. Like I don't know. Yeah, I hope they win a Desang, It's just that like I feel that the releases of Mamamoo, and this might be a shot. But the releases of Mamamoo this year compared to last year were a bit weak.
It's true.
Not only in the numbers, but just the sheer musicality of the songs. And I don't know, like I don't wanna hit on them. Like I didn't like Mamamoo much. Even at at one point I called it Moomoo much because I didn't know how to pronounce it properly. So I thought it was like Moomoo, Mamamoo. So it's like Moomoo much. At one point I said Moomoo much.
Nasobrahan pa.
Oh, like I didn't know how many. And I've listened to the song, like, and this is in total honesty. I listened to the song once. That's it. I think I should give it like more of a chance. Yeah. But I feel like the performances of Mamamoo, like they had the concert and it's great, but like the releases of Mamamoo this year were a bit weak compared to last year.
Well, technically, it's not a comeback talaga.
That's fair. Yeah, it's just a single.
It's like a gift.
Yeah.
Quotation marks sa fans.
Kasi what did they have last year?
Aya.
See?
Endinga.
Yeah. See?
That.
Yeah. And this year, what did they have? Mamamoo Match and
Where Are We Now?
Oh man, that was okay, sorry, my bad. Where Are We Now was a masterpiece. But it didn't have like, we were just sad listening to it. And if that wasn't like, if you're still in denial of them disbanding after that song, you're probably idiotic.
Actually, I translated the song for the Filipino subs sa official channel nila.
They're fuck. Like,
while I was translating, sabi ko, shit, ang heavy ng lyrics. Tapos, Filipino pa.
Yeah. Oh, you actually did it in pure Filipino?
Yes, I translated it. I submit subs. Filipino
Wait, let me see. I gotta see that. Like, can you DM it to me like after the show?
Sure.
Oh my God.
I translated Maria, ano pa ba? LMM, and then Dinga, Aya, Wanna Be Myself, Where Are We
That's
Now?
cool.
And soon, Guilty Pleasure. Guilty Pleasure. I'm a bitch.
You're a bitch.
Hindi pa kasi na-upload.
So, yeah, I actually, like, after we left, like, I changed my bio. It still has Mamamoo there, but it has we out.
Let me stalk you.
Not we in. It's like we out.
Oh yeah, we out.
So yeah. So look at that. That group and that group, they're probably disbanding. I'm left with one group, guys. Let's go ITZY, Nation's Girl Group. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, well, hoping that they would dominate 2022. It's a reach. But I think like it just boils down to what Mikey and I said earlier. Like, we need to work our asses off. Like, we need to show them, the amount of support that they deserve to get. And if you want to see more of them, if you're bitter, then support them more. This is a time where you support them more to let them figure out that actually, hey, this is the fandom you're kind of leaving behind. And it's not a shot on them. It's a shot on RBW. It's like, look, we can perform. We can perform well in numbers. You're fucking up. Do your job. We're doing ours. And yeah, we just gotta do ours. So yeah, I just hope that the Twits and the Moomoos like just get along. Is it a toxic fandom?
It was. It is.
Like Moomoos?
It became a toxic fandom.
Yeah, it kind of became a toxic fandom, no? Are Twits okay? What do we call like
right
solo
now?
like solo we in stands, solo solar stands? Do you know the terminologies?
No, only Twits lang na po my term na solo stand.
Yeah, you have Twits and Magnolias and they're called solar.
The panels, the solar panels.
The panels and the fuck. Like I can't.
Mooncakes.
The mooncakes.
Ang baduy, ano ba yan?
I know, right? Fuck. So I don't want to say twit. Like I remember vividly what I said about it. Like I would call you Mong Chong Hee, right?
Mong Chong Hee.
Yeah, because like if you say twit, it's a bit derogatory. But
but I love it.
Do you? It's like fuck. Like,
yeah.
What are you? I'm a twit. It's like, shit.
I'm a proud twit. I'm a proud Mong Chong Hee.
Mikey, you are awesome as always. I love you. And I'm probably going to get you back again. Because not only do you drive numbers, but you get like decent content out of it. It's like maybe we could talk about like non-Mamamoo things. Like, do you stand other groups? Or you're a purist like I was?
Sorry, medyo nawala ka roon.
Sorry, yeah, like do you stand other groups or you're a purist like I was?
Yes, I'm a purista po ako.
Kita mo, tinagalog niya talaga, purista.
And poor din.
You're poor, purista. So yeah, sa totoo lang guys, yung binigay ni Hwasa Global, 32 yun.
Actually, 40 yun eh. Joke!
Yung iba sa mga admin, syempre, kailangan may share sila doon. Tangin na.
Hindi, very kaya kami, very giving.
Hwasa Philippines, the gift that keeps on giving.
Giving,
yeah,
yes.
friggin' name. Mikey, you are awesome as always. Thank you very much. You'll be back,
Thank
right?
you.
And I feel like this is not a redemption episode in any way. Like I feel like this episode is just like a normal one. You don't have to redeem yourself. The last episode was really good.
Thank you.
Fuck it. So yeah, any last things that you want to promote, want to remind them of, and please promote your socials as well.
Yes, please continue streaming Hwasa's new single album, Guilty Pleasure. And may I share a few lines from her interview? She said, "Yung I'm a Bitch," the title track, is a new song that expresses how a shadow will quickly form the more you try to be perfect. But once you let everything go and free, you'll become a light that swallows that shadow. So that's what I love about Hwasa. She really shows her vulnerability in her songs. And I hope you find healing and comfort sa album. Ako ba si Hwasa?
Fucking A, good stuff. Like, Hwasa, thank you so much for guesting on the podcast. That's the show, you guys. You can follow Mikey on Twitter at Halemuya. Fucking A, I'm still drunk. And yeah, we'll get to it really soon. Again for episode 22. Stay safe, you guys. Bye.
Bye. Be a bitch, everyone. Be your own bitch.
The Kingdom podcast is executively produced by The Voice DJ Yuuki and co-engineered by senior producer Jason Aguayo. Special thanks to the Kingdom podcast creative team. You can like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Anchor at The Kingdom Pod PH. All episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and any other platforms you use to listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening and see you next time.